Brandy, when you get dialogue underway with a prospective client, so what kinds of things do you ask of them, or what kinds of information are helpful before you can even really get around to pricing and options and stuff?
Right, that's a good question, because I feel like most clients want to go to price, which is understandable, but it's really hard to give them accurate pricing if we don't have a certain amount of information gathered. So one of the main things I'll ask is, the obvious: date, location, times, things like that. But also, how many guests are they having? How many guests is, going to indicate what size of a band they might need? Are they needing ceremony and cocktail music? Are they needing multiple sound systems? Things like that. Is the event going to go longer than a standard event time? Is there an early load-in? Or, just things that they typically wouldn't think of, that we don't like to surprise people later. We want to make sure they're loaded for bear with the information so they can make the best decision and not have surprises as we go. So I'll generally field back with some questions, maybe their overall musical styles, the musical vibe they're looking to create for the night, and then I will send them anywhere from 3 to 5 options of different configurations they could do based on the criteria that they gave me. And that gives them a wide range, not only of pricing, but it gives them just a starting point, knowing that they can still customize it. They don't have to pick one of those specific packages, but at least we know we're dialed in and we're close to what their needs are, so that I'm not misquoting something and then later, as we gain information, it's like, oh, I forgot to mention I need this and this and this, and then the price adjusts, because I think that's one of the most stressful things for
no one likes
clients
having
too.
a
Yeah,
surprise
I'd rather start high and it go down than to go the other way. So I try to gather as much information as I can before quoting an actual price.
And speaking of that, though we don't need to talk too much specifically about this, but I've always felt that sometimes you get a sense from talking to somebody that they're sort of surprised by the questions that we need to answer, because they've somehow been getting prices from people without that information.
Correct.
And in my opinion, that might mean that there are people that are either charging so much they don't care what comes up.
Exactly.
So they just shoot here and they don't care what variables are going to come up.
Right.
Or they're shooting so low because they don't know anything, they don't know any better to ask.
Right.
And
in those cases, they've probably undercharged, which is going to then in turn set a series of events in motion where it's like, oh, but we're going to need more for this and we're going to need more for that.
Or the
oh, you
overall
didn't tell me
quality.
this. So that gets a little stressful. So I think education up front is really important for the client and for ourselves to know that we're accurately pricing
and it
things.
sometimes just helps them to slow down and figure out, oh, I didn't think about that.
Exactly. I can't tell you how many clients say, I didn't even know I had to think about that. That's a good point. And so it's helpful to them. Whether they pick us or another organization, it's still valuable information they're walking away with, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.